It is a beautiful day here in the mountains, and I just want to take you with me for a ride. It's gonna be simple POV video, but I want you to see some beautiful road and also talk to you about Tracer 9, what I think about this motorcycle and what kind of thoughts I've got after winter break, when you don't ride much and then you jump back onto the motorcycle, and what is the second thought you have about it, right? I don't know why, but every time I ride Yamaha, I come back home, I want to ride it again. Oh, there is a truck. Let me see if I can. And that is exactly my case with a Tracer. So many of you, like over the past few months, I was publishing some videos with a Tracer, about Tracer, and about some other motorcycles. And I was reading all of your comments about this motorcycle. And I want to bring you with me on this road, just like to ride it in relaxed mode, and also talk about some of those points. So I'm not gonna spend much time for the dash. I think this part is super subjective. At first, when you start to use it, you might have some complaints, and especially if you compare it to some other players in the market, such as BMW or maybe Triumph. But then when you ride more and more with this dashboard, you understand that it's basically provide you with all the information. You have everything you need here. There is nothing bad about it. And I would say this color scheme, which is inverted display, is a really good solution, because you can you can read it at any weather conditions and any time of the day, which is really nice. So, and as longer you ride motorcycle, as longer you use it, more comfortable you become with it. That's how I feel about it. But again, it's super subjective. For me, it's most important to enjoy the scenery, enjoy the view, enjoy the road. And basically, the all data I need is how much gasoline I have and what speed I'm at. Because, sometimes you just need to pay attention to road regulations. You have to make sure that you're not exceeding speed limit or such things. And yeah, so far I have really nice experience with the bike. In terms of long and short distance trips, did not have any issues with it, so no problem at all. It's really comfortable motorcycle, and I believe that before, maybe 10 years ago, if you're maybe even like not 10, like 15 years ago, if you want comfortable motorcycle means it should be more than 1000 cc. So engine displacement should be big. That's where you have more comfort, that's where you have more features. But what I see over the years is that technology and engineering brings us at the point to the point when lower capacity engines become more efficient. And this CP3 engine, I would say there is no competition in this for this engine. I know you might say there is a Triumph, yes, but somehow I like Yamaha more. It is again subjective, so I'm not trying that Yamaha is better than Triumph or vice versa. What I'm trying to say is that my personal feeling that I enjoy this bike much more. I like this engine, I like the way how it responds. So yeah, and you can do miles and miles on this bike. So you can go for long trips, you can commute. It will be enough for you to provide you with enough power in the city, outside of the city, on a highway. Because if you're on a highway, again, this bike has really nice package right from the beginning. It has cruise control, which allows you to set the speed and just, you know, cruise on highway. It has possibility to install heated grips or even heated seat whenever you need it, and it's just like plug and play option. So you install it and you ride. There is you don't really need to visit dealership, or you know, you don't really need to do anything with a motorcycle. It's all plug and play. It appears here on a dash, and you can, you know, you can set this bike for any distance you need. You can install panniers, you can install top box, and luggage capacity will be huge. Yeah, it's, I don't know how to explain it, because this video is not about technical details, it's more like about how I feel. And you know, such roads like this one, it's where this bike shines. So you just open up and it goes. It is just beautiful. Look, this bike is created for pure joy and fun. You see, you can flip it from side to side and it will be just amazing experience, and that's why I like it. Just as I told you before, like anytime you ride it, you just have smile on your face. And it's not because it's extremely fast or it's extremely crazy, because I know that some of the motorcycles, especially Yamaha motorcycles in the past, the biggest problem was that they were too much tricky to ride. For example, Phaser, which was I think predecessor of predecessor of Tracer. That bike has R6 or R1 engine, and they did not detune it or, you know, set it in different way. So it basically was a sport bike with upright position, where Tracer is now much more redefined. It's much more comfortable. It has a lot of electronics on board. So say it has 6-axis IMU system, which allows you to play with the throttle response. It allows you to play with the traction control. It allows you to set the bike in a way that it's comfortable and safe to ride in any weather condition, any time of the year. So beautiful machine. It's just like overall package is super comfortable. You don't really need to think about it. And the good thing about it, you don't even need to decide from the beginning when you're purchasing this motorcycle. So if you don't know what you need or where you're gonna use this bike, you don't really need to pay for all the features and options right away, like you usually do with some European brands, for example BMW. So what you can do, you can buy the bike. It already has, you know, the most important features on board. You buy this bike, you start riding this motorcycle, and then you decide what you actually need. Like if you decide that you need all this like heating options, you can install them. It's not a big deal. If you decide that you need more luggage compartments, you can do it as well. I don't know, it's just there is ton of accessories which can be installed on this motorcycle, and at any given point you just upgrade it, constantly upgrade it, until you don't until you feel that there is combination which you need for your needs, right? And yeah, speaking of versatility, I would say that this bike is super versatile, because it's not heavy, but same time it performs on the road in a good way, so you don't really experience any, it's not heavy, it's not super light, so if you're on highway or if you're in such mountain twisties, this bike will perform just perfectly. That's how I feel about it. Look at this weather, guys. It's actually quite cold here. It is just 4 degrees Celsius, and we are riding one of the most beautiful roads here in the country. If you come here in the summertime, you will see many motorcyclists riding this road. It is very popular route for trips around the southeastern Europe. When you travel Croatia, Montenegro, Bosnia, like all of those countries, this route is usually the part of those routes. Beautiful. You see? It's just beautiful. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're somehow by Tracer 9, it doesn't matter how long or how much time you spend on motorcycle already. If it's your first season, or maybe if it's your second year, or maybe it's your 10th year on a motorcycle, the good thing about it is it has everything you need to provide you a super versatile machine. So if you're a new one, you can use all those traction control and D mode settings, which I talked to you about in my previous video. And this bike can be super friendly to ride. Same time, if you're someone who is quite experienced in riding motorcycle, and you've been on a bike for many years, you can just set the bike in the most sporty and active mode, and you will have so much fun. That's how, that's my experience. You will have so much fun riding this motorcycle, and the engine will perform just perfectly. You will have enough power, you will have enough torque. It just will put the smile on your face, and that's why we ride motorcycles, right? So you want to smile when you ride. You want to have this like pure joy and enjoyment, and you just want to have pleasant experience, and that's the machine which will deliver all of that to you. Some people kind of saying that it's not adventure motorcycle, and it's not. Yamaha is not positioning this bike as adventure motorcycle. It is sport touring motorcycle, or let's say touring adventure motorcycle, in a way that you can ride on roads like this anywhere in the world, and that's where you get a lot of fun. And also, if you need to ride on a gravel, you can do it as well. So if you somehow need to do some, one leg of your route which goes through a little bit of gravel or unpaved, it is unpaved road, you can do it as well. It's not a big deal. Just make sure that you don't go fast. And I would say there are not so many motorcycles in the market which are actually purely sport touring motorcycles, and Yamaha is one of those brands which has separated adventure lineup, where you have T7, and they keep in sport touring segment, because this segment was popular in 90s, and since then I believe there are so many people who want this type of motorcycle to have. So yeah, overall I'm saying that if you buy this bike, it can be your bike for many years, like it can be your bike even for a decade, because it will just give you everything you need, and you can constantly play around with this, you can constantly upgrade it, you can constantly just, you know, discover this bike from different angles. Beautiful. This guy, he almost went my line. I don't know why, probably he was on the phone. Look at these guys, look at this view. Yeah, that's where you have to ride this motorcycle, you see. I'm not going fast because it's still cold, you know, road surface is not. I'm just worried about say how grippy tires can be in such weather. It all sun and shine, but yeah, but the road surface is still cold, you know. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for today. Just wanted to share with you some of the thoughts and show you this beautiful route, and if you have any questions, as usual, leave them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them. I read all those questions and reply in most of the comments. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.